Have you ever been publicly humiliated? It's a painful experience, one that often leaves us feeling helpless, embarrassed, and desperate to react. But what if I told you that the most powerful response to being humiliated isn't to lash out or seek revenge? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to gain respect after being humiliated by using your silent strength and self-control. Instead of giving in to the urge to clap back, you'll learn how to respond in ways that actually increase your respect, both in the eyes of the humiliator and everyone watching. By focusing on personal growth, setting clear boundaries, and letting your actions speak louder than words, you'll see that the ultimate revenge is becoming the person they never thought you could be. It's time to stop reacting emotionally and start responding with grace, power, and dignity. Let's dive into the Stoic-inspired strategies that will help you turn this painful experience into an opportunity for personal transformation. Number 1. Let your results slap them in the face. In the heat of the moment, it's easy to want to react, to speak back in defense of yourself, to retaliate in some way. We've all been there, feeling the urge to defend our dignity, our honor, to show the person who humiliated us just how wrong they are. But the true mark of strength lies not in reacting immediately, but in choosing how to respond in the long term. The Stoics teach us that, to master yourself, you must learn to control what you can, and that means controlling your response. Your actions, your success, and your growth are the most powerful statements you can make. Rather than allowing your emotions to dictate your behavior, focus on creating a life so full of purpose and accomplishment that the humiliator's words become irrelevant. Let your results speak for themselves. Think about it. When you focus on self-improvement and put your energy into becoming a better version of yourself, you inevitably create success. And that success, it will be the ultimate response to any humiliation. When you accomplish something meaningful, when you achieve your goals, when you live your life with integrity and discipline, those actions will resonate far more powerfully than any words ever could. Humiliation is a fleeting moment, but your success has staying power. Over time, as you continue to elevate yourself, the one who humiliated you will realize that their words or actions had no lasting impact on your life. In fact, they may come to regret their behavior as they watch you rise, undeterred and focused. By investing your energy in growth and mastery, you're not just proving them wrong. You're showing the world that you are above their petty attempts to bring you down. The truth is, when you focus on your results, the humiliator becomes insignificant. Their words lose weight. They fade into the background while your journey of self-improvement takes center stage. Success, when earned through hard work, discipline, and focus, becomes your ultimate reply. It's a reply that's far more meaningful than any quick retort or emotional reaction ever could be. Instead of getting caught in the cycle of anger or frustration, choose the path of growth. Let your character, your work ethic, and your achievements silently show those who doubted or humiliated you that their opinion is irrelevant to your path. This is how you gain respect, not by responding in anger, but by making it clear that their attempt to knock you down will only serve as the catalyst for you to rise higher than they ever imagined. Number 2, publicly ignore them. One of the most difficult aspects of being publicly humiliated is the intense desire to engage. Our instinct often drives us to react, to justify ourselves, to prove our worth, to show the humiliator that their attempt to bring us down won't succeed. But the Stoics offer a far more powerful and subtle approach. Ignore them completely. The key is to treat them as though they don't exist. The more you engage with the humiliator, the more you give them power over you. They want your attention, they want to see your reaction, and by giving it to them, you're only feeding into their game. The Stoics, however, teach us to see attention as a precious resource. Don't waste it on people who seek to harm or belittle you. Instead, shift your focus back to what truly matters, your own growth and integrity. By publicly ignoring them, you're not only depriving them of the attention they crave, but you're also asserting your self-worth. When you refuse to engage with someone who has humiliated you, you show that their opinion does not hold any power over you. In the eyes of others, this can speak volumes about your character. Your silence becomes a form of mastery, a demonstration that you're in control of your emotions and reactions. You show that their attempts at degrading you hold no weight in your life. In fact, ignoring them is not passive, it's a strategic and powerful decision. It's a way of saying, I'm not giving you the time or energy you're looking for. I am focused on what truly matters. People will begin to notice that your worth is not dictated by others' opinions of you. This form of detachment is not about being indifferent in a cold way, but rather about choosing your battles wisely. Some things and some people are simply not worth your energy. By responding to humiliation with detachment, you also free yourself from the trap of getting emotionally entangled with negative people. It's easy to let your ego be wounded by their words, but Stoic indifference reminds you that you are not defined by others' treatment of you. Your sense of self should never come from external validation, but from internal conviction. The more you practice this, the more you'll realize that people who try to humiliate you only reveal their own insecurities. In this process, you don't just gain respect from others, you reinforce your own dignity. The act of ignoring the humiliator shows that you respect yourself enough to not get involved in their games. It's a quiet but profound display of your strength and emotional control. Number 3, speak once and never again. When someone humiliates you, the natural impulse is to respond, to explain yourself, or to make sure the world understands why you were wronged. However, the Stoics teach us the power of restraint. Sometimes, the most powerful response is to speak once and then never again. When you set boundaries or clarify your stance in a situation, there's no need for endless justifications. Think about it. Over-explaining or repeating yourself often weakens your position. It gives the humiliator the power to engage in a back and forth that only keeps the situation alive. But when you speak with clarity, confidence, and calmness, and then refuse to engage any further, you are not only setting a boundary, you are also signaling that your time and energy are too valuable to be wasted on meaningless conflict. In the moment of humiliation, your response should be direct, concise, and non-emotional. State your truth once, firmly, and then walk away. This act of disengaging from the confrontation speaks volumes about your self-respect. You are showing that you do not need to defend your worth because it stands on its own. The longer you engage, the more you invite others to question your composure, and the more your dignity becomes entangled in a battle of words. Imagine this. When someone tries to humiliate you and you respond with clarity, without anger, without defensiveness, and then refuse to participate further, you immediately raise your status. People begin to see you not as someone who is easily provoked or shaken, but as someone who commands respect through restraint and self-control. You're not simply playing by their rules, You're playing by your own, and that is an incredibly powerful stance. The Stoic ideal of speaking once and never again is a reminder that actions speak louder than words. You don't need to explain yourself endlessly or justify your existence to others. You are enough as you are. When you stand firm in your truth and don't allow others to drag you into endless debates, you make it clear that you are in control of your narrative, and that your peace of mind is more important than seeking approval from someone who disrespects you. By sticking to this principle, you ensure that your silence speaks volumes. You become someone who values their own time, doesn't engage in pointless back and forth, and focuses on what truly matters. The more you practice this, the more your presence will command attention, because it will be understood that you are not easily shaken and that your words carry weight when you do choose to speak. Number 4. Use humor as a dagger. Humiliation can cut deep, but sometimes the most powerful weapon in your arsenal is not your anger, your words, or your silence. It's humor. Stoicism teaches us to maintain control over our emotions and to react to adversity with calm, measured responses. Humor, when used skillfully, can be a way to expose the absurdity of the situation and deflect the humiliation, all while maintaining your dignity. The trick is to respond with a calm, calculated joke that highlights the humiliator's behavior without appearing emotional or defensive. This isn't about making jokes at their expense or seeking revenge. It's about using wit to undermine their power. Humor, when used correctly, can expose the flaw or hypocrisy in someone's actions without resorting to anger or bitterness. The beauty of using humor as a response is that it puts you in a position of power. When someone tries to humiliate you and you respond with a sharp but controlled joke, you turn the tables. Instead of being the victim, you become the one in control of the situation. You can make others laugh at the situation rather than allowing the humiliator to continue to hold the emotional leverage. Humor also disarms. It's not about tearing someone down. It's about exposing the ridiculousness of their attempt to hurt you. A well-timed, calmly delivered quip can show everyone around you that you are not easily rattled. It communicates to the humiliator and to others that you are in control of the moment and they can't touch you. Furthermore, humor signals to others that you don't take the humiliation personally. It shows that you are above the situation and that you are not defined by how others treat you. When you respond with humor, you don't just deflect the immediate sting, you also redefine the situation. What was once a painful experience turns into a moment of resilience and wit. Humor has the power to disarm your adversaries and remind them that you are no ordinary person. It's a subtle, yet effective way to respond that signals confidence and control. By choosing to rise above with a witty, strategic response, you gain respect in ways that direct confrontation never could. Number 5. Cut off anyone who laughed with them. One of the most painful aspects of humiliation is when others join in, laughing or remaining silent, reinforcing the negativity. The Stoics understood that we must be careful about who we associate with, as our company influences how we perceive ourselves. If you want to regain respect, it's crucial to distance yourself from those who sided with the humiliator. When someone humiliated you and others laughed or did nothing to defend you, it reveals a lot about their character. In these moments, it's important to remember that your self-worth is not defined by how others perceive you, but by your own standards. Cutting off people who have shown a lack of respect for you is not about holding grudges or seeking revenge. It's about protecting your dignity and reinforcing your boundaries. By distancing yourself from those who laughed, you are making it clear that you do not tolerate disrespect. It also sends a message to others that you value yourself enough to walk away from those who would diminish your worth. Surrounding yourself with people who respect and support you is essential for your own mental and emotional well-being. The Stoics believed that we should choose our associates wisely, for they can either uplift us or bring us down. This act of cutting ties is not just about removing toxic people. It's about preserving your peace. By disengaging from those who have chosen to align themselves with the humiliator, you're strengthening your boundaries and reinforcing your self-respect. It is a declaration that you will not allow others to dictate your worth or allow negativity to affect your sense of self. Over time, as you focus on your growth and evolution, those who have humiliated you or laughed at your expense will likely regret their actions. Your silence and refusal to engage will stand in stark contrast to their actions. And as you continue to rise above the situation, others will begin to see that you are someone whose respect cannot be taken lightly. Those who laughed will realize that your dignity is not something they can trample on without consequences. Ultimately, cutting off toxic relationships is a powerful act of self-care and self-respect. It's about surrounding yourself with individuals who see your value and will uplift you, rather than those who find amusement in your pain. Number 6, make them regret picking on you. One of the most satisfying feelings after being humiliated is the realization that the humiliator's actions have had no lasting effect on you. But rather than focusing on seeking revenge or retaliation, the Stoic way is to focus on your own growth and evolution. Let them regret ever underestimating you by becoming someone they have no choice but to respect. Humiliation often comes from people who expect you to stay down, to remain broken or defeated. They may believe that by putting you in a vulnerable position, they've gained power over you. However, the Stoic response is to transform yourself into someone they cannot ignore. Use this moment of humiliation as fuel for your personal development. Focus on becoming better, stronger, and more capable than ever before. The true power lies in self-improvement. When you channel your energy into growth, whether in your career, personal life, or character, you show the humiliator that their actions have no power over you. The best revenge is not a public confrontation or angry retort, it's evolution. As you continue to grow and achieve, you create a version of yourself that commands respect, not because of what you say, but because of who you have become. Instead of getting bogged down in the petty conflict, you redirect your focus to setting goals, pushing yourself harder, and becoming the best version of yourself. Over time, the humiliator will witness your progress and realize that their attempt to knock you down has only made you stronger. You become a walking testament to the fact that your worth is not determined by the opinions of others. In fact, they may even come to regret ever picking on you, because your resilience will make them feel foolish for ever thinking they could have an impact on you. As you rise above the situation, others will see that your response to adversity is not to fall apart, but to rise even higher. This is the ultimate revenge, not to stoop to their level, but to focus on your own transformation, becoming someone they have to respect, whether they like it or not. And as you continue to evolve, you'll realize that the humiliator's actions hold no weight in your life. You've outgrown them. Number 7, stand on your standards. When you've been humiliated, it can be tempting to try to justify yourself, to fight for approval, or to lower your standards in an attempt to gain acceptance. However, the Stoic response is to stand firm in Your standards. Your self-respect is built upon the principles and boundaries you hold, and when you remain steadfast in your values, you send a clear message that you cannot be swayed by others' opinions. The Stoics believed that true strength comes from within, and that our sense of worth should never depend on external validation. When someone disrespects you, it's not about seeking revenge or trying to prove them wrong. It's about remaining true to your core beliefs and enforcing your boundaries. This is not an act of stubbornness. It is an act of self-discipline and self-respect. By standing firm in your standards, you show that you will not tolerate disrespect, no matter who it comes from. Boundaries are not negotiable. Whether it's how others treat you, the level of effort you're willing to put in, or how you expect to be valued, you hold the line. Stoicism teaches us that the most powerful way to command respect is by respecting ourselves first, and that means being unwilling to compromise on the standards that you've set for your life. This act of standing firm doesn't require aggression or loud confrontation. Instead, it requires quiet strength and a clear sense of self. Your standards become a silent testament to your character and the level of respect you expect from others. You don't need to explain or justify them, because they are simply who you are. When others see that you don't tolerate disrespect, they will respect you even more, whether they agree with you or not. Moreover, when you stand firm on your standards, you create a sense of stability in your life. You are not swayed by the whims of others. You control your own narrative and define your own sense of worth. And while people may try to challenge or undermine your standards, those who truly value and respect you will see your unwavering commitment to yourself and will begin to see your worth in ways they might not have before. In a world where people often bow to external pressures or adjust their values to fit in, the Stoic way is to stand tall in your standards. And in doing so, you demand the respect you deserve. Number 8. Transformation over reaction. When you've been publicly humiliated, your immediate instinct might be to react, to defend yourself, to fight back, or to make sure the humiliator feels the consequences of their actions. But the Stoic path is not about reacting in the heat of the moment. It's about focusing on transformation over reaction. Instead of being swept up in the emotional turbulence of humiliation, the Stoics encourage us to take a step back and focus on what we can control: our own response and our personal growth. Your true power lies in your ability to choose how you respond to adversity. Rather than being defined by the humiliation, you redefine the situation by choosing to rise above it through self-improvement and inner growth. The Stoics understood that life will always present us with challenges, but what truly matters is how we react to those challenges. Humiliation is no different. It's not about the humiliation itself, it's about what you do with it. You can either allow it to defeat you and let it consume your thoughts and actions, or you can choose to transform the pain into a stepping stone for personal growth. Rather than getting bogged down by the emotions of humiliation, focus on becoming the kind of person who commands respect through your actions, discipline, and resilience. By consistently improving yourself, whether through your career, personal development, or your mindset, you become someone who cannot be undermined by others' attempts to belittle you. Your transformation becomes the ultimate response to their actions. When you focus on transformation, you stop being reactive and instead start being proactive in shaping your life. This shift in mindset not only helps you regain respect, but it also provides a deeper sense of peace. You no longer feel like a victim of the situation, but rather like someone who took a challenging moment and turned it into an opportunity for growth. In the end, your growth is what will truly silence the humiliator. They may have attempted to bring you down, but through your transformation, you become someone who rises above their petty attempts. The more you focus on evolving into a better version of yourself, the less their actions matter. You prove them wrong not through words or confrontation, but through the quiet strength of your ongoing evolution. Number 9. The power of silence and resilience. In the face of humiliation, it's easy to feel the urge to speak up, defend your honor, or immediately retaliate. Yet the Stoic philosophy teaches us that sometimes silence is the most powerful response. When someone humiliates you, your instinct might be to respond with words, to set the record straight, or to try and defend yourself. However, the real power lies in not reacting at all, or at least, not reacting in the way the humiliator expects. Silence, in this context, isn't about weakness or submission. It's a display of self-control and inner strength. The Stoics recognize that we can't control how others behave, but we can control how we respond. By choosing not to engage in the emotional turmoil they've caused, you are demonstrating your ability to maintain peace in the chaos. Your silence reflects that you are not defined by their actions, and you refuse to lower yourself to their level. Moreover, silence can create space for reflection. When you don't immediately react to humiliation, you give yourself the chance to process the situation from a place of clarity rather than emotion. This space allows you to respond strategically rather than impulsively. It enables you to avoid making rash decisions or saying things you might regret. In the long run, silence in the face of adversity proves that you are in control of your emotions and not swayed by the words or actions of others. In the Stoic tradition, resilience is a key principle. Resilience doesn't mean never feeling hurt. It means acknowledging the pain without allowing it to dictate your actions. When you are humiliated, it's natural to feel upset, but the Stoic mindset encourages you to rise above the immediate emotions and focus on building inner strength. Through resilience, you demonstrate that you can withstand the blows life throws at you without breaking. Choosing silence and maintaining resilience is a way of demonstrating that you value your peace more than the temporary satisfaction of retaliating. When you hold your ground quietly, it sends a message to everyone, including the humiliator, that you cannot be easily shaken. Over time, the humiliator may come to realize that their attempts at bringing you down have only made you stronger. Your silence doesn't make you weak, it makes you unbreakable. Number 10. Become the person they must respect. When you've been humiliated, it's crucial not to focus on a temporary emotional reaction, but rather on becoming someone that those who humiliated you must respect. Retaliation is not the Stoic approach. Instead, you should focus on self-improvement and become someone who commands respect through your actions and growth, rather than seeking to retaliate emotionally. One of the core Stoic principles is perseverance in self-improvement. Rather than immediately responding to prove you're not inferior, focus on developing yourself and achieving things that speak for your strength and character. Your success, continuous improvement, and maturity will become undeniable evidence that you cannot be brought down by anyone. When you don't allow humiliation to affect you and you focus on self-improvement every day, you show that personal growth and inner strength are the true markers of who you are, not someone else's words or actions. More importantly, those who humiliated you will have no reason to continue to disrespect you. once they realize you're evolving in ways they couldn't anticipate. Your success and development will speak for themselves, needing no explanation or justification. Let your actions demonstrate that their contempt was rooted in a misunderstanding of your true potential. Stoicism teaches that when we focus on growing ourselves and pursuing meaningful goals, we can turn every act of disrespect into a catalyst for becoming stronger and more resilient. Over time, the person who humiliated you will realize that they were wrong to underestimate you, and by that point, you'll be the one in control of the situation. Don't let humiliation provoke an angry reaction. Instead, let your achievements and your internal transformations serve as your ultimate response. We all face moments where others try to humiliate or belittle us, but remember, true strength lies in how we rise above those challenges. Stoic philosophy teaches us that our reactions define us, not the actions of others. Instead of seeking revenge or validation, we focus on personal growth, setting boundaries and letting our results speak for themselves. So, next time someone tries to humiliate you, remember, silence, resilience, and self-improvement are your most powerful responses. By becoming the person who commands respect, you don't just overcome humiliation, you transcend it. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom. Let's keep growing together. Remember, your worth is not determined by others' opinions. Keep your focus, stay disciplined, and keep walking the Stoic path.